Jai Shri Radhe. Continuing with Varta number 5, the story of Narayan Das. Today is day 25 of the readings. Shri Gosaiji Param Dayal Ve Ki Jai Ho. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Jai Shri Krishna. Part 4 continued. When Narayan Das returned to the court, the Padshah straightway asked him, "O Nariya, did you ask?" Narayan Das replied, "It is all right. You will have to get back. You will get to have his sight." Hearing this, the Padshah became overjoyed and told Narayan Das that he would come to see Sri Gosaiji on the third day from then. "You go on ahead." Narayan Das came to Sri Gosaiji and told him everything. Sri Gosaiji remained silent. On that third day, Narayan Das prepared a seat spread over with cloth. The Padshah arrived at the time of the afternoon offerings and had Sri Gosaiji's sight. He prostrated to him and remained standing. Sri Gosaiji beckoned him to sit down. The Padshah again prostrated to him and then sat down. He felt that Sri Gosaiji was the Lord himself and so sat in front of him with his hands folded. He implored, "O Maharaj, you are not an ordinary human being. I had heard that you are the Lord himself, but today I am witnessing this with my own eyes. You are definitely an incarnation of divinity. Narayan Das is highly blessed to have had the opportunity to serve you all these days." With such praises, the Padshah added, "The whole of my country is greatly blessed to have you here. I am greatly blessed to have had your sight." Having said this, the Padshah again addressed Narayan Das. "It is through your blessings that I have been able to have Sri Gosaiji's sight. You had been living close to me, and when insisted, I thus attained in sight. I am very fortunate. Someone as great as you is close to me." In this way, the Padshah has showered many praises on Narayan Das and Sri Gosaiji. Then Sri Gosaiji gave Narayan Das a roll of fine cloth and 9 rupees to present to the Padshah, who then bowed to Sri Gosaiji with humble request. "O Maharaj, with your blessings I have plenty. However, if it so please you, please let me have one of your prasadi garments." Sri Gosaiji took off his shawl and gave it to Narayan Das to hand to the Padshah. He put it to his head, bowed down, and then tied the garment on top of his turban. He asked if he may take his leave and then returned home. From that day on, the Padshah showed massive respect to Narayan Das. A few days passed. Narayan Das again invited Sri Gosaiji to his home. When he was there, the Padshah again visited Sri Gosaiji. Having satisfied Narayan Das's heart's desire, he then decided to return to Adel. Narayan Das set off with him to accompany him on his way home. When Sri Gosaiji had first decided to return to Adel, Narayan Das had become despondent. Sri Gosaiji asked Harivamsji to think of a way in which he could leave without Narayan Das becoming too sad. Harivamsji performed the Abhyanga Seva and bathed Narayan Das's Sri Thakurji and then sprinkled that water over Narayan Das and also put some into his mouth. His mood immediately changed and so he became happy to let Sri Gosaiji go. Narayan Das walked a little way with him. Sri Gosaiji said goodbye to Narayan Das and they both happily went their ways. Narayan Das praised Harivamsji's actions and then went home. Part 5. One Sri Satyaji, who is Sri Gopinathji's daughter, went to Sri Jagannath Puri to have the holy sight of the Lord. The party arrived in Narayan Das's village. He heard this news and sent one of his men to keep an eye out for them. When they were close to Narayan Das's village, the man sent the message that Betiji had arrived there. Narayan Das went there and invited her to his house. Not far from his house there was a prison. All the prisoners began to shout at the same time. Satya Betiji asked Viram what the noise was all about. She explained that these were prisoners of the state. The Padshah had locked them all up and now they were all shouting out. Satya Beti inquired as to why they had all been locked up in one place, and Viram told her that they had either wronged the Padshah in some way or been stealing in the village, or the Padshah had demanded tax or funds and they were not able to pay. Therefore, one large house had been requisitioned to keep them all in. They were all bunged together in there. Satya Betiji again inquired of Viram, what do these helpless beings get to eat? She told her that they all got a small handful of raw chickpeas in the evening. They eat that and then just lie around. Satya Betaji exclaimed, "Oh, have mercy, these poor souls are all hungry." A short time elapsed. Viram said to Satyaji, "Oh Maharaj, why don't we bathe and start to cook?" Satyaji told Viram, "I will only start to cook when I have left this village." Viram asked why this was. Satya Betaji replied, "So many people are hungry in this village, so it would not be fair to eat or drink here. I will go outside of the village to bathe or cook." Hearing these words of Satya Betaji, Viram sent one man to Narayan Das, telling him to inform him that there was something very important for him to do at home and that he should bring Narayan Das back with him. The man went and told Narayan Das everything, and he came home immediately. Viram told him the whole story. Narayan Das went to the Pacha and urged him, "Oh sir, these men have been in prison for a long time. You should take an account of whatever little they have paid you and then reinstate them back into their jobs. In this way they will be of much better financial use to the palace." The Pacha agreed. Narayan Das went to the prison. When the prisoners saw him, they began to shout out. Narayan Das opened the gate and let them all out. They said, "Oh sir, please free us." Narayan Das then asked him, "Why did you not pay your fines or taxes?" They replied, "We have been stuck in here, so how could we have paid up?" Narayan Das called the court scribe. He made them all stand as guarantors for each other, and in this way wrote off all their fines. Thus Narayan Das had all the prisoners released. Afterwards, he went to Farad Pacha and read out to him each of their given punishments, and then told him all the ensuing information. The Pacha was very pleased with Narayan Das, and who then returned home from the court. He bowed to Satya Betaji and addressed her. "O Raj, with your blessings all the prisoners have been released. They have all gone home." Satya Betaji was very pleased with Narayan Das and proceeded to bathe, cook and make offerings to Sri Thakurji. When it was the right time, she accepted the prasad, took her meal, and then gave a plate each to Narayan Das and Viram. Having partaken of the prasad, Narayan Das returned to the court. At this very time, someone criticized Narayan Das before the Pacha. "Oh, Honourable Sir, Narayan Das's Guru's daughter is staying at his house. It was on her say-so that Narayan Das freed all the prisoners." Then the Pacha asked Narayan Das, "What were you thinking when you released all the prisoners at once?" Narayan Das replied, "Oh sir, it was costing the court 50 rupees daily to keep them locked up, and they were bringing in no income. I made them all stand as guarantors for each other and released them all." Then Narayan Das told the Pacha what Sri Betaji had said, and explained that this was the reason he had them all released at the same time. Seeing his dedication to his Guru, the Pacha became very happy with Narayan Das. Very slowly some income came in from the released prisoners. Narayan Das again urged the Pacha, "See, sir, only yesterday those men were released, and today some income has started to come in. This could not have happened if they were still kept prisoner. Furthermore, they cannot run away because they have all stood as guarantor to each other. This is all an issue over money. Now we don't have to waste money keeping them locked up in jail." The Pacha was very pleased with Narayan Das. He rewarded him a ceremonial robe of honour and sent him home. Narayan Das donned the robe and went to bow to Satya Betaji. She stayed for some time in his house and then left to continue on to Sri Jagannath Puri to have the Lord's holy sight. Having fulfilled the purpose of the journey, she started back and stayed some more time with Narayan Das on the way. When she announced that she was about to leave to go back to Gokul, Narayan Das presented her with a large amount of jewellery, cloth and cash. He also sent a lot of offerings to Sri Gosaiji. He gave a postman a horse so that he could present the offerings to Sri Satya Betaji when Sri Satya Betaji arrived. This man got Sri Gosaiji to write a note confirming Satya Betaji's safe arrival and the delivery of the goods, and he brought it back to Narayan Das. The messenger gave the letter to Narayan Das and went home with his permission. Narayan Das first put the letter on his head and then read it. It made him very happy. This is how Sri Gosaiji was most merciful to Narayan Das. Satya Betaji sung Narayan Das's praises to her father. He said, "That's just how my Narayan Das is." Here is the end of part 5. We continue tomorrow with part 6 of Varta 5, the story of Narayan Das in the 252 Vaishnava biographies. Aaj ke Anand ki jai ho. Sab Vaishnav ko sadar saprem Jai Shri Krishna. Shri Gosaiji ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.